What's going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well. I am doing good here in the Sunshine State, where it is storming like crazy right now. Sound like we got a hurricane going on outside, but just sitting down to go ahead and get another daily trade recap out of the way on FOMC day. These are some interesting days to trade during, and today was no different. Took a couple of trades in the morning. I think I took maybe one or two trades in the morning. Was small green, and then decided to kind of trade my way through FOMC. Got a little interesting. I ended up taking on the mentality of go big or go home. And I had my go home moment and a partial go big moment, and ended up finishing the day green. I like saying that, finish the day green. So let's go ahead. Let's look at the details within NinjaTrader real quick. So we are reviewing trades for June 14th. I took a total of 20 trades today. 16 were green, 4 were red. So that's 80% batting average, pretty good. Net profit on B. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but that lightning is getting it. Net profit on the day, 162.05. We paid $25.20 in commissions. And what else on here is of importance? That largest losing trade. Where is it at? Where is it at? Right there. Nope. Is that it? Yeah, that may be it. 126. We'll look at it when I flip to this other page. But I had a pretty doggone huge red trade today. That was that go big or go home moment. And it was a go home moment right there. 128.80 was my largest loss on the day. And then compared to 48.60 on the long side, 69.90 on the short side. One of these trades, I was up well over $100. I probably was up a good $140, and I let that thing come all the way back down and tag me. So something I need to work on. Let's go ahead and look at the trades, and then we'll take a look at maybe one or two of these on the charts. But doing a little research, I have found that the MAE and MFE on here is not accurate. These numbers are not accurate. I was not up $126 and then went down 128. So that's not accurate. Like I said, there were some trades where I was up over $100 coming down through here on these trades where I was kind of going big. So did some research online, found out that NinjaTrader MAE and MFE is not accurate. But let's look at the net cumulative profit for the day. So this morning started off small green. Looking at these times, you got to add an hour to that because these are central times. So I got the morning started at 8:10 this morning. Small, basic, flat trade. When I see this here, this is usually telling me that I'm trailing my stop or I've taken my stop to break even. I put it a little over break even so that I can cover the commissions. Next trade was a red trade. Came right back. Let's go over here. So red gets us red. Come back, I take that one and I'm green. And then I am green for the better part of the morning. And then at 12:30, come back, sit back down, and I take this red trade and it gets me red on the day. And then kind of just chop my way back to being green. I'm up 76, or I'm up 56 bucks on the day. Right then, it was like, okay, we're going to call it a morning, or call it an afternoon, I guess I should say. Nope. FOMC, or before FOMC, kind of gets the market going, and I go big, and I get sent home with $128 red trade. Puts me down 71 bucks on the day. And then just kind of chop my way back, make 23 of that up, make 46 of it, which basically gets me flat. Nice trade here, makes 69, gets me back green. 45 gets me even more green. And then 48.60 goes ahead and seals my day. That's last trade. And I'm like, nope, I'm done. What's not showing, and I'm going to generate this real quick and see if it does it. Yep. Just took another trade right here. So you see, I'm getting this recap done fairly late. Took a trade at 8:24 p.m. Risking $10. This thing went a little over 2R. Again, this number is not accurate. Trade went a little over 2R. I want to say that I was up about $25. Kind of trail stopped it and got tagged, made $14.30. So we did add a little bit more to that. But let's go ahead, jump on over to the charts real quick. And first thing we're going to do, I'll show you the trade that I just took. Fairly good trade until I dropped a trend line on the chart. So if you look, it's MES. MES has just kind of been chopping down this evening since the market had opened back up. I took a trade to go lower, basically playing this candle here to break lower. Watching this area right here is going to be my first area of concern. I didn't have this trend line dropped on the chart. Didn't drop it until I was maybe 10 minutes in this trade. And I noticed, I'm like, dang, look at that. Going back to my days when I was dropping trend lines all over the place, I literally bought where this should be catching support. Look what it does. It catches support, comes up, kind of chops around, almost gets stopped out, curls back up, and then boom, I get that move that I'm looking for. And if you go back to when I was initially doing the trend lines, I always say when it breaks out of the trend line and it gets back in, usually it's going to be a fairly violent move back to the downside. I get that move. This thing flushes down. My target was the blue line right here. That was my target. Let's see where we came down. So pushes down, comes all the way down, just about to target. Just about to target. Comes back up, and I end up 2-minute bar by barring it. And I take my stop right there on top of that candle. That bar closes. I put it on top of this candle. And then you see I get stopped out right there at the top of that candle. It does eventually flush back down. And look at how important this line was. That's why it's very important to mark your charts with accurate price levels. This thing comes and chops right around it. Just below it is the hourly 50. So this tells you that this hourly 50 that's on this Ninja Trader chart is pretty darn accurate, because look at how the stock respected it coming through there And now we're over here right now. And we see it's finally trying to break it. Market is open now. Yesterday I mentioned that my charts have bar timers on them. So this here is telling me that this candle has 34 seconds left in it. If I go to a 5 minute, this is a new 5 minute candle. Got 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So I like having this timer directly on my charts, and it's for every 15 minute. This bar has 9 minutes left. And if you look at a 60 minute, this is a new hourly candle that just started 6 minutes ago. So I like that. I like that. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look at first trade we're going to look at is that big one, MNQ. So it's going to be on this right chart. I took that trade at 11:52. So that should be 12:52. So let's come on over and find 12:52. Something else that I found with these charts is, or not the charts, but with NinjaTrader, some of the data on these trade performance reports are not accurate. It's crazy. But let's see. Okay, I said 11:52, but it's actually 12:52 because we're going Central Time. So now that looks right. Let's do that. So 11:52. And that's what it is. The times that's showing on the trade report is like one candle off. This was the actual candle here that I was getting in on. Let's see. It says that I was getting in 11:52 and 15,174. What's the high of that candle? See, the high of that candle is only 15,173. So it was this candle that I'm getting in on, 15,174. So basically, as it's breaking the high, and let's see, just the arrow chart marker. We'll do a diamond. Alt F5. So let me just get my hand set right. Alt F5. So getting in right there. And my stop should have been right here. That should be where my stop is at. Let's see where we actually get out of this trade at. We stop out about 12 minutes later. So 12:04, 13:04. So again, I'm thinking we're going to be off one more candle. So I'm going to bring this over and I stop out at 15,159. 15,159. Oh. And just like I said, the candles, that timing is off. Let's do something real quick. I'll go to properties. I'm going to change this arrow to white template. I'm going to save that as the default. There we go. Or maybe could have did it black, but if I drop the arrow, if I drop that diamond on the actual candles, you'll see it easier. But entering here, I'm taking this trade to hold support and go higher. But if you look, was in a fairly established downtrend here on the 2 minute. Let's look at it on the 5 real quick and see what the 5 looked like at that time. Why don't I see my arrows on there though? Or am I on the wrong date? Data series. Let's go load 1 day. Let's see. So my drawing should. Let's do this. Y'all get to see me kind of work with this. See if it's set to global. It should automatically be set to global. So yeah, it should be showing it on there. But we'll figure that out. But yeah, getting in right there. Playing this back higher. When this thing made this little tiny push and it didn't break just this pivot right here. Yeah, should have been thinking like this is probably not gonna work. And then once you look on this side, clearly could see that it's not gonna work. Fast is below the slow moving average. That's a sign that we're about to be in a downtrend. Boom, it just falls off. So, and I was sized. I had 4 contracts. A single contract might have lost $30. Might have lost $30 in that trade, but being sized in, nope, we're going to take it across the head. All right, let's take a look at the trades right after that, because soon as I got out of that trade, so I was out of that trade 1204, keep saying that, 104.46. I went right back in short. Same candle. Because again, now I am seeing I'm on the wrong side of this trade. So I get in 3 contracts. 3 contracts to the short side, 1204 or 104. And I'm in those until 111. So let's look and see where that is. It's this candle right here. And I get out at 15,148. Again, wrong candle. 15,148. So I'm getting out of the trade right there, as it's basically breaking previous day's high, and this thing just keeps tanking, y'all. And like I said, I stayed in this until it's pushed down and kind of started pulling back up and catching me. So I was up over $100 on that trade. So I had made back most of what I had lost on that first big losing trade. And actually, I see what it is. This is something else that they spoke about with me when I was trying to look and figure out why the pricing was wrong. This has me short getting in. Wow. I'm in 1, 2, 6. Is that 8 contracts? Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. And that's why this looks the way it does. Because I'm like, I know I was up over $100 on a trade. Look at all of these trades right here entering in at the same time. 1204.52, 1204.52, 1204.52. All of those got entered at the same time. So when I'm looking at the ladder and I'm seeing P&L, I'm like, I know I was up over $100 on these trades. But because Ninja Trader has them broken down on like 2 individual lines and 4 individual lines, that's why it's looking that way. So I knew I wasn't going crazy. But that move right there got me back green on the morning or on the day. Let's look at 240. This was a trade that I took after FOMC. So FOMC was at 2 o'clock. Missed that. I got back to my desk about 2:30, and I took a long at 240. So let's go to the 240 candle, and then we'll go one over. And we got in this trade, not on that chart. I was trading MES at this time. So let's come on over to MES 240. And I'm like, I don't think that looks right. So 240. It's going to be this candle right here. Getting in at 44.0275. 44.0275. F5. So getting in right there. Let's see if on the 5, if it's going to show it this time. Nope, it is not carrying over my drawings. But if you see on the 5, we get this V. We get this nice V coming down, and I get in on this side of the V. Even with these topping tails, trade was still looking good. Still looking good. So I get in. And I am in this trade for 1 minute. And I'm in 2 contracts. And I get out at 44.0775. And y'all know why I got out right there? Not because I wanted to, but because that's where my target was set. Had target just on the other side of this, risking 25, target is 50, and I get out making 48.60. And that's because of commissions and fees. 70 cents each contract, $1.40. You take $1.40 from 50, you get 48.60. That's why. But we see that this thing made, just take this move from here to there and look at that move from there to there. That was another 50 bucks. Another 50 bucks right there. So that's what we did today. That is what we did. Fairly solid day. As always, thanks for checking me out. If you hadn't already hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. I'm going to keep saying it. I love futures, y'all. I love futures. I like options. Don't get me wrong. I like trading options, but futures, I can get so much more dialed in. I know what my trades are going to do. I don't have to worry about the Greeks. I don't have to worry about volatility. All I got to worry about is putting my stop in place and letting it go. Had one snafu on a trade today. That was one of the red trades that I took. I did not change my bracket. I needed a 10-point bracket. And I had it set to 5, and it was on MNQ, and 5 points is nothing. This thing, I got in it, and before I can get that bracket adjusted, boop, came down, tagged me, stopped me out. So it's like, okay, lesson learned. Need to be a little bit more diligent in what I'm doing. Also, I got to get me a notepad, but started writing down notes on that trade that I just reviewed. I just wrote down my thoughts at the time that I was taking that trade, so that when I go back and review, I don't have to be worried about, like, why did I take that trade? What was I thinking when I took that trade? I get in a trade, I could jot down the time that I got in it, jot down a quick little note, buying it to hold support, buying it as just standard run of the mill, next candle to make a new high type setup. So I need to get better at kind of journaling so that I know my thoughts during these trades. But thanks for checking me out. We will be back at it again tomorrow. Peace.